Hi, I'm Dr. Poggione. I'm a professor of political science here at Ohio University. I've been here since 2009. Before that, I was at Florida International University in Miami, Florida. And before that, I was at the University of Georgia. I've been teaching American government and politics for over 10 years. My teaching and research interests do in fact focus mostly on American government and politics. In particular, I'm interested in state politics, legislative politics, and public policy. That's why our course, Political Science 1010, is a really interesting one for me, since it really sort of incorporates all those elements of American government and politics together. In this video today, I'm going to take a few minutes to talk about the class, to talk about how our course is structured, and to offer you some advice for how to succeed in a class like this. Political Science 1010 is an introductory course in American government that explores how the U.S. government works and why it works the way it does. The purpose of the course is to help you get a better understanding of American government and political institutions that you will interact with as citizens, and also to provide you with the research skills and the analytical tools that you can use to more meaningfully participate in American government and politics throughout your life. The course structure is divided into 5 weekly modules. The first module focuses on the foundations of American government. In this section, we'll cover the U.S. Constitution and important constitutional principles like federalism and civil liberties. In the second and third modules, we'll focus on the actual institutions of American government, the U.S. Congress, the House of Representatives, and the Senate, and how and why those two parts of the Congress differ. We'll talk about the federal court system, also the presidency and the federal bureaucracy. In the fourth module, we'll focus on linkage institutions. These include things like public opinion, interest groups, political parties, essentially a set of sometimes formal institutions and rules, sometimes processes that link citizens with their government. And then finally, in the fifth module, we'll explore public policy. And this is really going to bring all the parts of our course together. In this last section, we'll focus on how the foundations of American government, on how the institutions and linkage institutions in American politics all come together to really shape the public policy that we have here in the U.S. Some advice for succeeding in a course like this really starts first with reading the syllabus. The syllabus is our plan for the course. It's a description of the modules, what's contained in them, all the required elements, the weekly schedule, but it also includes our course policies that we'll be using throughout the term. Second piece of advice I have is to plan ahead. Regardless of the format of this class, whether it occurs in a 5-week format or a 14-week format, it really covers the same material. So we will be really compressing that material into a fairly short period of time. And that means that we'll have multiple activities and assignments and chapters in every weekly module. So planning ahead, taking a few minutes at the start of each module to familiarize yourself with what's required, whether or not there's an exam, the required assignments, that's going to be really important for succeeding in a class like this. Third general piece of advice is to work efficiently. When you start familiarizing yourself with what's required in that module, take a look at any assignments that are there. Take a look at the chapters. See if you can get an estimate about how much time it's going to take you and plan accordingly. But also if you have any questions about an assignment, if you have any questions about any of the required materials, that'll give you time to ask. Fourth general piece of advice is really relating to the exams, and that is to really set yourself up for exam success. This involves not just what you do right during or before an exam, but obviously everything coming up to it. So as you read the required materials, as you view video presentations, make sure that you're taking notes that will be useful to you later as you prepare for the exam. If you have an exam scheduled in that module, make sure that you find a good time and a good place that's conducive to taking the exam. So you'll want to give yourself some uninterrupted time, the maximum amount of uninterrupted time, so that you can really do your very best work on the exam. And then the final general piece of advice is to use all the resources available to you. This includes university resources. So a lot of these are available under the Start Here tab on our Blackboard course. This includes information on academic support, Blackboard support, and technical support. Your classmates are also a really valuable resource for you. And here you can use the Blackboard discussion forums to really interact with them, ask questions, ask for examples to clarify things. And then finally, I'm a resource. If you communicate with me using the Blackboard discussion forums, email, you can even call me during office hours on the phone here in the office. I can also help you navigate through the class like this. I'm really looking forward to working with you and helping you learn more about American government and politics this term.